Hey, happy Monday. It's Lisa here in my backyard again. I was thinking up a couple different topics to talk about, and today I thought I would discuss a little bit about whether or not you should, I hate that word, should use protection when you are working with those on the other side or in the divine or wherever you work with non-physical beings, should you use protection? Guess what my answer is? No, no. And here's why I have a particular issue with that, and I will explain to you what I choose to use instead. I don't like the word protection because it to me it feels like we're saying I can't take care of myself. I have no power. It feels to me very much like everybody go away. I'm going to put up this fence and you can't come past this fence, right? Like it feels to me like restrictive, constrictive. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't feel that if we are a divine being, which I feel we are, that we need it, plain and simple. So, what I choose to use instead is something that I've talked about before, and the term is sovereignty or what is that? Oh, crap, I can't think of that word now. Self authority, that's it, or self authority, right? I know my own inner divine power. I know how to work with the energy, and I know how to claim my space so that I do not allow in anything I don't want in my space. Here's the thing, there are many people who work with the astral levels and they go out there and they fight the demons and whatever that work is, right? There are people who actually do that. They're like warriors of the astral. I am not one of those. I am a little angelic being. And that's just the energy I have. I'm very high vibrational. I just don't play in those spaces because that's not where my soul chooses to go. So I believe in claiming my space and saying nothing without the that okay, this is what I say when I do sessions for clients, right? I say into this space we will invite your highest level guides and teachers, your most helpful ancestors, and any other divine being who walks in the light of divine love, divine wisdom, and divine integrity, right? That means if you don't, you cannot come in. And that's a thing that the divine and all of those beings on that side have to adhere to. It reminds me of on True Blood, where a vampire could not come into your house unless you invited them in. That's the same here. So don't invite the baddies and the whatevers in. Don't invite them in. You have control. That's self authority. That's sovereignty over your space. So I feel like you don't really need to put up barriers everywhere. You can if that's what makes you happy, but I don't feel that that's needed. What is needed is for you to claim your sacred space, whether you're working on your own or you're working with somebody else, your sacred space, so that you choose who comes into that space and who does not. That's so important to me. And I think it's really an important piece in general, really for your life, right? You get to choose who comes into your space, whether you're working in the physical or you're working in the non physical. I also wanted to mention as an empath, we have all been taught, not all, maybe not all, but we've been taught to pull our energy in, wrap it around tight, right? Tuck everything in, close it and tuck it. Blah. When you do that, you are making yourself a smaller target, energetically smaller target, thinking that that energy that's pinging at you from all over the place isn't going to hit you because you're so small, they can't see you. What if instead you bigged up your energy so big that whoever they is, cannot even come up to you? It's like Goliath and David. Goliath was so big, That's probably not a really good analogy. King Kong, let's go with King Kong. King Kong stomping through the town. You're so big, right? That most feel like they just can't even get in that space. So I've tried that and it actually works really well. So empaths, here's a play thing for you. When you are feeling the energies of the world, right? And it's really like it's just too much. Instead of pulling in and constricting, go really big. How big can you see? And the universe agrees with me. This is a very important point. How big can you make your energy? How big are you willing to be energetically so that you're not choosing to allow in, come back to the topic, choosing to allow in anything that you don't want? Because you're so big. There's no space. There's no space out there for any of the baddies to kind of come in and grab you or any of the other energies that you don't want. So think about that next time, and that's one of a couple tips that I've given for working with your energetic resonance, your sponge ability, as it were, when you're taking in all the energies. Okay, so one way is to turn down the dial. So imagine you've got a thermostat in front of you, and oh my God, it's too hot in here. Turn it down, right? Turn that energy down, right? And so you're not receiving as much of it. Practice turning your dial all the way to one and then turn it back up to zero and energetically just see what you're feeling. That's one trick. The bigging up your energy is another trick that you can use. So there are a couple, and remember that you get to choose what energy you allow in your space, what divine beings you allow in your space, and which ones you do not. That's entirely up to you. So if that's the case, do you need protection? Nope. You just need choice and intention. All right, that's it from my backyard on a Monday. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye.